With new signings to promotions and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Touching on the freedom that WWE gives him when it comes to his promos, LA Knight told Post Wrestling, "It's a little more structured in WWE than anywhere else I've ever been, but generally I would say 9 times out of 10 throughout most of my career, I have an idea where I'm going. I have a roadmap. I know how I'm going to start. I know how I'm going to finish. I know what I'm going to talk about, but I don't have a whole speech laid out." One of the things that I would always say before I go out there is I'd probably look at somebody and be like, I don't know what I'm going to say, but we're going to figure it out here all together, and that's kind of how it's worked for me. I think that keeps it organic, it keeps it real, it keeps it fresh, and really, again, as long as I know where I'm going and what I'm talking about, I'm ready to go. Yeah, for sure, but I mean, I've been given that freedom in NXT. In NXT, it was the ability to say, here's the time, here's how I'm going to start, here's how I'm going to end, I'll fill in the middle. Taking to X, AEW star Samoa Joe explained why he rarely uses the platform, writing, "Twitter is essentially me wanting to toss out an unsolicited observation or bit of knowledge, then realizing it will be met with as much apathy as I have when I read other tweets. Then someone reminds me it's called X now, so I just put my phone back in my pocket." As Rhea Ripley returned to WWE on Monday Night Raw this week, information regarding her character was provided by PW Insider, who said Rhea Ripley is now listed as a babyface internally, whilst the other members of the Judgment Day remain listed as heels currently in WWE. Days following his retirement tour announcement at the most recent WWE Premium Live event, Money in the Bank, John Cena wrote this on X. "For over 22 years, you have allowed me to be a part of many special moments. We have incredible history together, from setbacks to triumph and all in between. I'm so grateful to be invited back home so we can write the last chapter of this unforgettable ride. Sunsets are often the most memorable experience. I can't wait to share this sunset with my family. See you all very soon. The last time is now." On the topic of John Cena announcing his retirement, Chris Jericho was asked if he has considered plans for his own retirement, to which he told McGuire on Wrestling, "I'll know when it's time. You know, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing and I'm still contributing at a high level. I can still have the best match on the show on any given night. Not every night, but any given night. And I just really love what we're doing with AEW right now. So there's really no rush on that. And when I know, I'll know." And I think that's kind of the best way to put it. And for right now, I'm having too much fun and enjoying it and really enjoying building AEW. Just 5 years in, we've already gone so far and have so much further to go on the highest of levels. So from that standpoint, we'll see. And as of right now, as long as I'm having fun and enjoying myself and feeling good in the ring and out, there's no reason to stop. I mean, it's great. John's always had a great love for wrestling and he's got a great connection with the fans. So I think it's a cool way to go about it. People know that this is it. And John's not the type of guy to say anything lightly. So I'm sure he's been focused on this and working with the company to make sure it's right. And I'm sure it's going to be a really great year and a half for Cena fans and for John Cena himself. While she has been out of a WWE ring since January of last year, Alexa Bliss would show off her training in the ring as she performed her first back handspring since giving birth. Going over MJF's return to AEW and what it means for the promotion, commentator for the company Jim Ross noted on his Grilling JR podcast, "I'm a fan of his. He's like any other young guy. He's just gotta mature. He's talented as hell. Don't know where all he's headed, what his stops along the way are going to be, but I'm glad he's on our team. He's very underrated in a lot of ways, but he gets a lot of publicity. He gets a lot of credit, and for that, I'm happy for him. There's no bigger fan in wrestling than MJF. He's a fan of the business. He's a fan of the product. I know there was a lot of speculation that he was going to leave and go to WWE, and thank goodness that didn't happen. But I'm a big fan of his. He's like any other young kid. He's got to mature. He's got to come along. His age has got to catch up with his experience. He's very bright. Very, very bright. Sometimes I think that he misuses his clout a little bit. I mean that he needs more patience with himself, and he needs to understand that it's not always about him, but it is more often than not. He's really good. He's very talented. I just think that he's got to slow down sometimes and enjoy the journey and not be, I don't know how to put this. I think sometimes he's impatient. He needs to take a deep breath and enjoy his journey. If he did, he'd probably have a better overall experience, but he's got a lot of ability. He's smart. He's an important part of our team, very important part of our team. I just think that he could enjoy wrestling a little bit more than he does. He's very cerebral. He's a thinker, but I'm all for him. He's a talented kid. I think sometimes he could have more fun, and sometimes he uses his judgment in a somewhat not self-serving, but he can have more fun. He could have more fun and not take everything so seriously because he's really, really talented. I think he's terrific. He's a hell of a guy. I'm all for his success. He's very valuable. He's one of our MVPs without a doubt. I like the kid. He's fun to be around. Keeps you on your toes. He's smart. He just needs to have more fun. Drew McIntyre has recently signed a new deal, with Ringside News writing that, according to a report by Variety, Drew McIntyre signed with Paradigm Talent Agency for representation in all areas. It was noted that he continues to be represented by attorney Brad Small at Fox Rothschild. Drew McIntyre is venturing into the world of feature films with his debut role in The Killer's Game, slated for release this September. Starring alongside Dave Bautista, McIntyre plays a bounty hunter determined to take down Bautista's character. McIntyre's decision to join Paradigm aligns him with WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest, Tiffany Stratton, and CM Punk, forming a strong roster poised to elevate their profiles in mainstream entertainment. Mentioning the possibility of becoming a world champion in WWE, Logan Paul said this on his Impulsive podcast. "I'm going to do it, bro. I think I could become WWE champ if I just put my mind to it and commit. I like it." Expressing his desire to have a match in Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, TNA Wrestling's Joe Hendry told Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, 100%. I've put it out publicly at this point. I feel I have to go, and genuinely, I don't want to say this, but it's pissing me off. Josh Barnett, it's pissing me off that I'm not on Bloodsport. I have to do Bloodsport. I was genuinely tempted to go and learn catch wrestling and compete. Couldn't do it now, but there was a time where I thought I really want to do Bloodsport. I think I could have so much fun with it. I could surprise people. I can bring something to the table business-wise. I think people would be shocked and enjoy the match. I have a lot of respect for Josh and what he's done for the sport of professional wrestling. That's how he approaches it. He approaches it as a sport. I would very much enjoy it. You got the headline. I've already said it. It pisses me off that I haven't done Bloodsport. Talking about the run Mercedes Moné had in WWE and are now being in AEW, former WWE star Mandy Rose noted on the Power Alphas podcast, Mercedes Moné recently did an interview and she talked about having complete creative control in AEW, which I kind of knew about. I had heard previously. Someone asked her about returning to WWE and she just said, "I have everything I love right now, so I'm happy." So good for her for doing what she did, and now she's able to have complete creative control, which She was always big with that. I remember in WWE, if she wasn't happy with something, it was hard for her to be able to speak out about it because of certain circumstances and people weren't going to change it. Then it was useless to even speak out because you're just wasting your breath. So I think that's cool that she does have all of that creative control. I can definitely relate to her right now in a sense of, yeah, I'm not wrestling right now, but it is a sense of really great freedom to be able to do whatever you want and have that creative control, and if something comes your way, you're able to do it, and you don't have to go through this line of people to get permission or whatever it is. That is a great feeling, especially for people that have been in WWE for quite some time and kind of felt like they were restricted. I hope they're changing a little bit, which they might be, but I think that's relatable in my aspect, even though I'm not wrestling. I do think that it is a very freeing feeling to be able to do whatever you want and create whatever you want. The world is your oyster, and it's cool. Giving his take on the members of the Wyatt Sicks taking a photo with a fan after their debut on Raw, former WWE commentator Jonathan Coachman told Busted Open Radio, first of all, why are all 6 of you in the same place? Travel separately. Make it so when you show up to a hotel, you don't see everybody. Play into that character that everybody wishes they had one shot at in pro wrestling. If you get one gimmick that hits, look at any of the big stars. Stone Cold, Taker, whatever it is. Why would you ruin that after night 1? Revealing that she is interested in joining TNA Wrestling, former WWE star Alicia Fox said this during a virtual signing for East Coast autograph auctions. Any of them, Fox responded when asked if there are wrestling companies she's interested in joining. But TNA, I like TNA. I like their vibe over there. And Gail's over there. Tommy Dreamer's over there. It seems just like a good one, a good place to go. Get in the zone there. With fans upset with the lack of variety of merchandise for the most recent AEW pay-per-view and other events, president of the company, Tony Khan, addressed the criticism, telling the Battleground podcast, well, you know, we have a COO who came in this year, it's his first year, and he's still making a lot of changes. Kosha, Irby, and I are very hands-on with the wrestling show, and I think we've been putting on our best wrestling shows recently. We've had our best run of pay-per-views, and the last episode of Dynamite last week is widely considered to be maybe the best show we've ever done, and I think a lot of people felt that way. Certainly when you look at, you know, some of the reviews and the feedback we've gotten, a lot of people say that's one of the best episodes ever in AEW and a great wrestling show. I'm really proud of it. Last week, of course, we had those Owen Hart tournament matches and then MJF's betrayal at the end of the show. It was a really captivating night of wrestling. I'm very focused on the wrestling, as you can tell, every aspect of it, every wrestler in the company. I have a great group of people around me on details, people pitching ideas, and at the end of the day, I'm responsible for putting a show and a format together and an outline that's a great show. We've had a great run of pay-per-views and our TV has been very, very strong. Not only was last week one of the best episodes of wrestling we've ever done, but it was also a huge milestone for us to be the #1 show on all of television in the 18 to 34 demo and overall the #1 show on cable. And I think that's really huge for us. And I'm so obsessed and focused on the wrestling. Kosha coming in is going to be great. These are the areas where I know he's going to add a lot of strength. Not only does he have experience in wrestling and other sporting enterprises, but he was the CMO of Clemson so to be the CMO of a great university, obviously, here at the Jaguars. I'm a big fan of Clemson University and their athletes. We have TRCN, and of course, our leader, our quarterback, our franchise star, Trevor Lawrence, is a Clemson man, and I'm a big supporter of it, and Dabo Sweeney is my really good friend and a big supporter of AEW and everything we do here in Jacksonville. So for Clemson to bring a huge stud like that, the CMO of a top university, one of the top college sports programs, he brings a lot of institutional knowledge, and also he's a wrestling guy. So these are the kind of things I think he'll be able to, you know, make a really positive influence, and it's his first year, and you know, that's really good feedback. On that same show, Tony Khan addressed a vignette of a man jumping through a portal. As he said, "I can confirm that was definitely not me in the mask. It's somebody I'm excited for. Not necessarily teasing the biggest free agent signing or anything like that, but as a wrestler, we're really excited about. It's cool to use vignettes to get people excited about introducing somebody to AEW. It's going to be something really cool and get people talking. We'll have more of that. It's fun." In a video with Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa would make his 4th attempt at hitting an RKO on Randy Orton.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah. Oh, look at me, I'm Randy Orton. I'm gonna go for a stupid swim because that's what I do.
I don't know if he's known for his swimming, but I mean, look, you might have a good idea here, okay?
Yeah.
He's enjoying his day off.
You think it's a good idea?
I think it's a good idea.
So it's gonna work?
He's not gonna see it coming.
So
it's gonna work. Dude, it's gonna work. You got your shoes off.
Hey, you gotta be quiet, so he doesn't. Quiet. Shh. This is the one.
You're gonna get him. You're so gonna get him. Stupid.
In an update on former WWE stars making the move to AEW, Ringside News wrote that Sean Ross Sapp reported on Fightful Select that Mason, Madden, and Mansoor are officially signed by ROH/AEW. It was not noted exactly what the creative plans are, but things are already in motion to introduce them. MXM had vignettes air on ROH recently after it was reported that they were planned for the brand and had been backstage. After facing Mercedes Moné at the AEW and NJPW Forbidden Door event, Stephanie Vacour has announced her departure from CMLL, writing, "At this moment, I stop belonging to the ranks of CMLL and NJPW. Clarify, I am leaving through the big door, forever grateful to the World Wrestling Council and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and in the best terms. From today, I vacate the CMLL World Women's Championship as well as the CMLL World Women's Couples Championship, for which I offer an apology to the fans. For obvious reasons, I will not be present at the next shows, and I hope you can understand that the terms between companies are what led to this statement. With Mexico in my heart and with the commitment to represent Mexican wrestling wherever I go, infinite thanks to SR for his good wishes and also to all the unconditional support of my people and my colleagues. Thank you." This was then reported by Fightful Select after it was revealed that Vacour is no longer on the CMLL or New Japan roster. Update: sources claimed that Stephanie Vacour is WWE and NXT bound and was backstage at NXT Heatwave. It was added that PWInsider.com has confirmed with a source close to Stephanie Vacour that she has officially signed with WWE just weeks after competing at AEW's Forbidden Door pay-per-view against Mercedes Moné. Vacour had a great performance in that match, with sources close to Moné confirming that she went into that bout seeking to make Vacour. The signing went down within the last week. Shawn Michaels then wrote this on X: "Welcome to the WWE family, Stephanie Vacour. See you in Orlando." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.